Hi, it's Teri. This is another one in my series of Express Flow Yoga classes where you will be moving, hitting all the key familiar poses, but in under 60 minutes, most likely 30 to 40 minutes. So you can get on with the rest of your day. And any of my power yogis, feel free to always come into your inversions, your arm balances when they present themselves. Okay, so let's just start with it into a child's pose, but make it an embryo pose. Have your chest lie lightly on your thighs, arms behind you with the palms facing up. Let your shoulder head soften and feel the forehead on the support of the mat. And just relax as you start to find your breath. Breathe in through the nose, feel the back ribs expand, breath out, even opening your mouth and sigh out. Again, inhale, anchor the belly in, expand the back ribs, open mouth, breath out, let it go. One more round, inhale, and exhale. And start to find your nice, consistent, rhythmic breath, Ujjayi breath, to stay in touch with your movement, to stay focused in your body and you're moving in your space. And as you breathe in next, gently roll your way up. Just leave your arms where they are. And then open the chest. And as you exhale, melt the chest over your thighs. And then slowly round in. Think of this as a variation of cat and cow. Slowly roll up. Anchor the belly in. And exhale. Follow the belly, the chest, and then the chin and the head drop down. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Settle the hips back on the heels. Feel the shoulders lift up, the peak of the breath in. Exhale, follow the belly, the chest, and arching the spine slightly on the way out. Inhale, rolling up. And exhale, lowering it down. This time, all the way back up, your arms by your ears, reach high, sit tall. And as you exhale, lower your hands to the floor, come into your tabletop position, hands and knees. Make sure your shoulders are directly lined over your wrists. Hips are directly over your knees. Draw the chest to the shoulders for your cow. As you exhale, push the floor away. Let the head and neck drop down for your cat. Again, inhale, draw the chest to the shoulders. Lead with the belly, the chest, the chin. Exhale, round the spine. Feel the shoulder wings spread away from the center of the spine as you press down to lift the back up. Inhale, draw the chest to the shoulders. This time, tuck your toes. As you exhale, lift your knees just a little bit off the floor, hover them. Press into the hands, let your head and neck drop down, round into the upper back, hug the belly in. Flowing this 3 times, lower your knees down, draw the chest to the shoulders, look up. Exhale, hug the belly in, push the floor away, send the spine to the ceiling, head drops. Lower the knees, draw the chest to the shoulders, tilt the head, tailbone tilts. Exhale, hug the belly in as you push the floor away and let the knees hover. Lower the knees, breath in, expand the chest forward and up. As you exhale, lift your knees off the floor, push your hips towards your heels, push the floor away, chest to thighs, straighten your legs, settle your heels to the floor. It's a short down dog, lengthen the spine. Flowing this, lower your knees, draw the chest to the shoulders, tilt the head, tilt the tailbone. Exhale, hug the belly in, push the floor away, send your hips toward your heels, straighten your legs, short downward facing dog. Lower the knees, draw the chest to the shoulders, tilt the head, tilt the tailbone. Exhale, push the floor away, push the hips towards the heels, straighten the legs, downward facing dog. Then lengthen your hand, step your hands a little bit farther in front of you for your regular downward facing dog. Push the floor in with the hands, spread your fingers well, lengthen the torso, feel some more space between your vertebrae, and lengthen the side waist. Let your head and neck hang heavily. And breathe in here for a few more breaths. Outer arms spin in, inner arms spin forward. Press down to lift up, engage your legs. Lift your kneecaps up and gaze softly behind you. Take another breath in, anchor in the belly. Push the hips up a little bit higher. Nice. Inhale, come into your high plank position, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, hips are high, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, hips are high, downward facing dog. Inhale into your high plank position. Lower down on the count of 3. Push the chest forward as you lower down for 2 and 1. Bring your arms long behind you, palms face down, heads of the shoulders lift up and back. Lead with the inner thighs as you come into a Shalabhasana. Breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lengthen, shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Reach the chest forward as you draw your arms back. Exhale, release down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Press your way into a high plank position. Exhale, hips are high. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath in and a breath out. On your next inhalation, raise your right leg behind you, 3-limb dog. Push your left heel back, draw your left hip back with the right leg higher. As you exhale, bring your knee to your nose, hug it in. Inhale, draw the right leg back behind you. Again, exhale, knee to your nose. Look forward, think of it as a 3-legged plank. Lift the knee up higher. Inhale, draw the right leg back behind you. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Lower your left knee to the floor. Anjaneyasana, sink hips nice and low. Bring the arms by your ears, reach high. Press into your right foot, hug your right hip back. Feel some more stretch in front of your left hip bone. Sink the hips a little bit more deeply, but lift the back ribs away from the waist. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor, sink a little bit more deeply. Exhale, straighten your right leg for a half split pose. Then back into your right knee, glide your way forward, look up. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Bow it down. Another round, inhale, pull forward and up. Exhale, straighten your right leg. And back into your kneeling lunge, hands to the floor, tuck your back toes, lift your left leg long back behind you. Swing your right leg back behind you, bend your right knee and yawn your hip open. Continue to pull your left hip back, roll right hip on top of left. Shoulders are square to the top of the mat. Find even more of a yawn in front of your right hip. As you breathe in next, straighten the legs, square off the hips. Exhale, tap your right arm with your right knee. Inhale, draw the right leg back. Exhale, tap your left arm with your right knee. Twist. Inhale, draw the right leg back. As you exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb for a low runner's lunge. Fingertips are lightly on the floor. Pull your right hip back. Lengthen your left leg a lot. Chest pulls forward, perhaps arms back behind you into an airplane pose. Shoulder blades are drawing towards one another. Lengthen the chest forward as you pull your right hip back. Lower your left hand to the floor, right arm out to the right and twist. Make sure right hip is hugging underneath. Left leg stays long. Press into your left hand. Get a little bit broader from collarbone to collarbone. Another breath here. Lower your right hand to the floor. Step to a downward facing dog. Coming through your first vinyasa, inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down to Chaturanga Dandasana or to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog, Adho Mukha. Exhale as your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Take a breath in and let it go. The other side, raise your left leg as you breathe in. Continue to pull your right hip back. Lift the left leg longer and higher behind you. As you exhale, draw your knee to your nose, but look forward. Draw the chest forward. Inhale, draw the leg back behind you, glide it back. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, draw the left leg back behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, push the floor away, hug the belly in, step your left foot to the top of the mat by your thumb, lower your right knee to the floor, Anjaneyasana, kneeling crescent lunge. Sink hips nice and low, left hip continues to pull back to midline, torso is lifting up, perhaps a little bit of a lean back as you draw the lower body down. One more breath in, exhale, hands to the floor. Dip the hips a little bit lower, lift the chest up. Exhale, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana, pull your left hip back. Breath in, draw the chest forward. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend into the left knee, glide the chest forward. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Then back into your left knee, hands to the floor, tuck your back toes. Engage your right leg, lift it high. As you bend, let's straighten your left leg back behind you. This time, bend your left knee and open your hip. Pull your right hip back. Make sure your shoulders are square, perhaps opening up your left hip a bit more. Another breath. As you exhale, tap your left arm with your left knee, shoulders over wrists. Draw the left leg back behind you. Tap your right arm with your left knee, shift forward. Inhale, draw the left leg back behind you. Bring your knee into your nose, round it out. Step your left foot to your left thumb, low runner's lunge. The back leg is like a plank leg. It should be nice and long and firm. Right outer hip swings back and in. Draw your arms behind you in an airplane pose. Just like in your Shalabhasana, shoulder blades together. Stay nice and low. Right hand underneath right shoulder, left arm out to the left. Press into your left foot, hug your left hip back. Get longer from your right palm to your left fingertips. Find more rotation of the spine. Another breath here. And as you exhale, lower your left hand to the floor and bend into your right knee for Skandasana, side lunge. Bend back into your left knee. Crawl your way over towards the other side of the mat. Another breath. And back to your right. Inhale, bend into your left knee and glide your way to the left. Come back to center, wide-legged forward fold. You can grab your big toes with 2 fingers and a thumb lengthen as you breathe in. Pull your chest forward, bow the chest down, and let your head and neck relax. And sway your hips from one side to the other. Make sure you have weight on the balls of your feet as well as the outer edges of your feet. The more you scoop in the belly, the more the back hips can go higher. Make sure your head and neck are nice and relaxed. Another breath here. On your inhalation, lengthen, come onto your fingertips. As you exhale, bend into your left knee, spin around to face the top of the mat. Bring your hands to the floor, step to downward facing dog. Breath in into a high plank position. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale onto the tops of your feet, push the floor away, draw the chest forward and up. Lift the thighs off the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And breathe for 5 cycles of breath. It's a push-pull. You're pushing down to pull up and back. You're pressing down to lift up. Make sure your kneecaps are lifting up to engage your quads. Feel that extra stretch in the backs of your legs. Let your head and neck go free. Nice. On your next in-breath, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or float lightly to the top of your mat. Take a breath in, lengthen, chest forward, shoulders pull back. Exhale, hug the belly in as you bow it down, chest to thighs, forward fold. Again, inhale, lengthen, chest forward, Ardha Uttanasana, draw your way forward. Long line from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Exhale, bow it down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow it down, forward fold. Breath in, long spine, come all the way up, press firmly into the feet, lengthen the torso, lengthen the legs, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest in the Sthiti equal standing. Coming through a variation of Surya Namaskara E. Inhale, seed, bring your arms out your ears, reach high. And exhale, hinge all the way down, forward fold. Breath in to lengthen. As you exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat, place the knee to the floor. Bring your arms overhead as you breathe in. As you exhale, lower your hands to the floor, sink the hips lower. Exhale, half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Then back into your left knee, bring your hands to the floor. Step back to a downward facing dog. Through your vinyasa, inhale, high plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga, elbows slide against the side body. Inhale, forward and up, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips are high, downward facing dog. On the breath in, raise your left leg behind you, 3-limb dog. Step your left foot to the top of the mat for a low runner's lunge. Take a breath in your low lunge. Right hand to the floor, left arm out to the left. Take a breath in, lengthen the torso as you exhale, twist to your left. Another breath in. Exhale, come back to center and step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen chest forward. Exhale, bow it down, forward fold. Breath in, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold right back down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen chest forward. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower your knee, arms reach overhead, Anjaneyasana, kneeling crescent lunge. On the exhalation, lower your hands to the floor. Sink hips lower. Breath in, extend. Exhale, straighten your right leg, pull your right hip back. Then back into your right knee, crawl your way forward. Tuck your back toes, lengthen your left leg. Swing your right leg back behind you. Downward facing dog, come into a high plank. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale is your down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Final side, raise your left leg as you breathe in. Exhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat, low runner's lunge. Take a breath in, hug your left hip back. Right hand to the floor, draw your left arm out to the left, twist up and towards your left. Stay here for another breath. Lower your left hand to the floor and step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Breath in to lengthen. Breath out, bow it down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest. Bring your arms by your sides, palms face forward. Shoulders pull forward and up as you take a breath in. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. 2 more rounds like this. Inhale, shoulders pull forward and up. Open mouth, breath out, let it go. Inhale, shoulders pull forward and up. And open mouth, breath out, let it go. And Surya Namaskara. A, Sun Salute A. Arms reach overhead as you breathe in. Exhale, hinge all the way down, forward fold. Breath in to lengthen chest forward. Exhale, hands to the floor, step or jump through to your Chaturanga Dandasana, low plank. Breath in is your upward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Breath out is your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Take 3 breaths. Push the floor away with a hand, send your hip bones high. Use your legs, but let your head and neck hang nice and softly. Another breath in, and a breath out. And inhale, lift your heels, exhale, bend your knees, step or jump to the top of your mat. Take a breath in to lengthen, breath out, bow it down, forward fold. Separate your toes, bend your knees, bring your hands in front of you for Bakasana, crane pose. Combine the balls of your feet, draw the insides of your knees to your outer arms, shift your way forward, nut into the upper back, bring your toes to connect together, and get liftoff. Staying here as long as you'd like. Eventually you lower your toes or just shoot back to Chaturanga or step back from high plank to low. Inhale is an up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathing here for 3 cycles of breath. Remember, the arms are long. Torso gets more space and length. A lot more stretch. And perhaps your heels lower a little bit more to the floor now. Okay, here we go. Raise your right leg as you breathe in. As you exhale, tap your left arm with your left knee. Inhale, draw the right leg back behind you. Exhale, tap left arm with your right knee. Glide your right leg back behind you. Step your right foot to the top of your mat. High crescent lunge. Bring a little bit of a bend into your back knee as you rise. Hips are nice and level to the top of the mat. Bend into your right knee and perhaps start to straighten your left leg a little bit more. Staying here for another breath. As the lower body descends, the upper body stays lifted. Exhale, twist to your right, bring your arms outstretched. When you breathe in, straighten your front legs, scissor your thighs for a pyramid pose. Keep your left heel nice and high. Bend back into your right knee, take a breath in. Exhale, twist to the right. Back to center, straighten your right leg. Exhale, bend into your right knee. Take a breath in, exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, come back to center. Keep the bend in your right knee. Launch your way into your warrior 3 nice and gradually. Eventually straightening into your right leg. Left hip rolls down, right hip pulls up. Lengthen your right leg. Lengthen your left leg. Utilize your left leg as much as your right standing leg. Arms are reaching by your ears. Keep reaching forward, hug the belly in. Breath in, bend into your left knee, bring your knee into your chest. Exhale, airplane your arms, bring your arms back by your sides, chest pulls forward. Breath in, bend your left knee, bring your arms by your ears. Exhale, straighten the back leg as you come into your airplane. Breath in, draw your arms by your ears, standing split. Glide the chest down towards your thigh, eventually hands will land down. More than welcome to stay here, pulling the right outer hip back to midline. Lift the left leg up a bit higher. Keep the left leg engaged, chest to thighs. Or finding your handstand kick-ups, bending into your right knee and lifting your left leg up. My handstanders, make sure your shoulders are over your wrists, arms stay long, and always land with the foot that pushed up. No switching of your legs. Eventually, all landing in a 3-legged downward facing dog. Bend your right knee, yawn your hip open. Square off the hips, extend the right leg. Step your right foot to the top of the mat, warrior 3. Bring your arms by your ears and reach forward. As you reach and lengthen the chest forward, left leg is long. Half moon rise and gradually bring your right hand down, left arm reaches overhead. Lengthen your right leg, roll your left hip open, keep your left leg engaged, arms reach up and down at the same time. Your right ribs reach to the front, left leg pulls back. Staying here, maybe your left leg lifts up just a bit more. Yep. And then bend into your right standing leg, into your warrior two. Make sure your right knee is over your ankle, left leg long. Flip your right palm, reverse your warrior. As you exhale, straighten your right leg. You bring your left arm by your ear. Keep hugging the inner thighs together. Keep reaching and lengthening. Triangle pose. Reach front, reach back. Scissor the inner thighs. Keep reaching and lengthening the torso to the front wall. Right hand down, left arm reaches overhead. Lengthen again on the right side body. Twist the ribs around into triangle pose. Right inner thigh spins toward your face. Left leg stays long. Engaging the outer edge of your back foot. Look over your left shoulder. Breathing here for another 2 breaths. Get a little bit more of that rotation, the entire rib basket around the spine. Another breath here. Then back into your right knee. Bring your right arm back behind you. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands. Top of your mat, lower your left knee. Bring your right hand to your right thigh. Find your twist over to the right. Perhaps grab into the outer edge of your back, the top edge of your foot, and sink hips nice and low. Look over your right shoulder. Those of you that want TMartinYoga A, you can bring your hands in front of you, slide your right leg out, bend your elbows, draw your right knee over towards your left arm, and find your TMartinYoga A. Staying here for a few more breaths wherever you are. Push the foot into your hands if you're in your quad stretch. Eventually everybody come back to center. Lower your hands to the floor. Swivel onto the outside of your left foot. Step your right foot behind you for Wild Thing Rock Star. Right arm reaches overhead. Press down and lift the hips up. Breathing here for another breath. Swing back to center, perhaps a 3-legged plank. Exhale, lower down to 3-legged chaturanga. Inhale is your up dog. Exhale is your downward facing dog. And take 3 cycles of breath. Recapture it if you've lost it. Maintain that extra length in the torso. And your head and neck are nice and soft. Okay, from your downward facing dog, other side. Raise your left leg long back behind you. Tap your left arm with your left knee. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, tap your right arm with your left knee. Inhale, left leg long back. Exhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. High crescent lunge. A little bit of a bend into your knee allows you to drop your tailbone down. Reach the upper body up as the lower body lowers down. Press into your left foot, hug your left hip back. Maintain the lower body where it is. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist your left. Inhale, straighten both legs. Hug the left hip back, right heel stays high. So you exhale, twist back to your left. Inhale, come back to center, pyramid. Exhale to twist. One more round. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, find your twist. Come back to your high crescent lunge. Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3, drawing your arms behind you in the process into an airplane pose. Find your balance. Roll your right hip down, right leg is long. Keep reaching and lengthening back. On your next breath, bend into your right knee, bring your knee to your chest, arms reach overhead. Exhale, return to your airplane pose, arms reach back behind you. Inhale, slowly flowing the right knee back up to your chest. Exhale, back into your airplane. Stay here, bring your arms by your ears, reach forward, reach back. Gently gliding your way, your chest down towards your thighs. Hands come to the floor. Find your standing split, your handstand kick-ups. Those in standing split, again, make sure your left leg is nice and supportive, and that involves bringing your left hip back to midline. Drawing your chest toward your thighs, perhaps bringing one hand and then the other back to your ankles for a standing split. Balance. Handstand kick-ups, play as long as you'd like. And eventually, return to your 3-legged downward facing dog. Lift it up a bit higher. Step your left foot between your hands, back to your high crescent, into your warrior three rather. Staying here, right leg is nice and long. Eventually open up into your half moon rising Ardha Chandrasana. Lengthen left torso forward. Pull your right leg long back behind you. Reach and lengthen. Maybe your right leg lifts up a bit higher. Eventually bending into your left knee. Glide your way into your warrior two. Outer back edge is at an angle. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Right leg stays firm. Reverse your triangle. Straighten your front leg, reach up and back. Right arm reaches by your ear. Make sure your legs are engaged. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Come back to center, tilt it forward, pull your left hip back. Left hand down, right arm reaches overhead. Left chest towards the front of the room. Spin the ribs around and look over your right shoulder. Utthita Trikonasana, fully anchoring into the feet. Make sure the arms are nice and bright. Another breath. Then back into your left knee. Flip your left palm, reach up and back. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way to the top of the mat. Lower your right knee. Sink hips nice and low. You can heel toe your left foot out to the left. Either finding your twist and your quad stretch by reaching for the back foot, leaning back into the support of the shoulder blades and looking up, or Kundalini B. Heel toe your left foot over towards your right foot, bending your elbows to chaturanga arms, and finding your way into your balance. Wherever you are, you're breathing for another 2 and 1. Unwind your twist wherever you are, hands to the floor. Wild thing, rock star, so onto the outside of your right foot, swing your left foot behind you, left arm reaches overhead. Staying here for another breath. And then come back to center. Lower onto your knees, onto your forearms for forearm plank. Drawing the chest forward, pull the heels back. Feel the front body support the back body. Gliding the chest forward, legs are nice and long and firm, belly's engaged. Staying here, bring your toes toward your elbows. Sending your hip bones high. Just make sure your shoulders are over your elbows. Your head and neck can relax. Opportunity to jump up into a dolphin, into a Pinchabayurasana by bending into your right knee and kicking up. And just stay here, but keep crawling your toes toward your elbows. Breathing here for another 2 breaths. Eventually, bring your toes back, forearm plank, lower your knees, lower all the way down onto the chest and belly. So your arms behind you, lift the heads of the shoulders up and back, lift the arms, lift the legs. Take a breath in, swing your arms forward. Breath out, swim them back. Inhale, swim them forward. Exhale, swim them back. Lift up a little bit more. Inhale, draw the arms by your ears. As you exhale, swim them back. Staying here, clasping your hands or bending your knees, reaching for your feet for bow pose Dhanurasana. Shoulder blades are drawn towards one another. Push the feet into the hands and breathe for another 3. Breath in and out for 2 and 1. Slowly lower down. You bend your knees, tick-tock your feet from one side to the other. Turn your head to one side. Then turn your head to the opposite side. Eventually, coming back to center, hands underneath your shoulders, your final upward facing dog, pull the shoulders back. Oh no, maybe it's not. And come on to roll over your toes, come into your down dog. Take a breath in, settle the heels to the floor. Bring your thumbs together at the top of your mat, take a breath in, exhale, bend your knees, step your feet outside of your mat, come into Malasana Yoga Squat. Elbows inside of your knees. Using this as an opportunity to draw the chest forward. Tailbone is drawing long down. Right arm in front of your right thigh, left hand to your left knee. Twist up and towards your left. Left arm in front of left shin. Right hand to right knee. Find your twist to the right. Come back to center. Either just crawl your hands in front of you, another opportunity for a crane pose, Bakasana. Come behind the balls of your feet. Lift your heels high, squeeze the insides of your knees to your arms. Bring your toes together. Hug the belly in and take lift off. Otherwise, just roll the tailbone down. Let your head and neck relax. Those of you in crane can either just lower your feet to sit down with the rest of us or jump through your vinyasa. We'll all end up sitting down. And straighten your legs in front of you, just shake it all out. Draw your right leg long back behind you, bend your left knee. Bring your right hand inside of your right leg, left arm reaches overhead. Find a nice stretch underneath your right leg. You'll find an even greater stretch on the left side of your waist. Find some more space and breath between your rib basket. And then roll your left shoulder back. Anchor your left sitting bone down. Find more stretch from your left hip all the way to your shoulder. Roll the chest open even more. And inhale, come back to center. Lower your left hand to the floor by your left hip. Right arm swings overhead. Beautiful pose, stargaze pose. Open up the entire front right side of the body. Lower down. Opposite side, then into your right knee. Gate pose, or revolved Janushasana. Sitting bones are anchored. Left hand swings into your left leg. Use that to draw more leverage to lengthen left waist. Right arm reaches overhead. Lengthen the left ribs towards your left knee. Lean back into the support of your shoulder blades and your wingtips. Find a little bit more of that glorious stretch. Inhale back to center. Then both knees. Bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Lengthen the torso forward. And just melt down. Your head can relax in your feet. Use your elbows to draw your knees apart a little bit more. And begin to soften into the shape that you're creating for yourselves. Very similar to the beginning of practice, the outer back ribs are sliding forward and down. The back body is melting into the front body. Breath is soft. Eventually roll your way up. Bring the hands to your knees to draw them together. Bring your feet in front of you, slowly roll down on the count of 10. Don't let your feet move. 9, 8, 7. It's tougher than it seems. 6, 5. You start to feel the articulation of your vertebrae one at a time. 4, 3. Take as much time as you need to lower all the way down. Arms reach along behind you, legs in front of you. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Bring your knees into your chest, give yourselves a gentle squeeze. And step your right foot underneath your right knee. Cross your left thigh on top of your right. You can even come into an eagle wrap. Draw your hips a little bit over towards your left. Drop your knees to the right, left arm out to the side. Close your eyes, please. You can use your right hand to assist your left hip forward a bit more. So you find that beautiful sensation of stretch in your lower back. You can also lower your left shoulder to the floor more and feel more of the twist in your mid-back. Breathe into wherever you feel the sensation. Use this as an opportunity to guide your way into your Shavasana. Take your time gradually coming up. Unwind your legs, cross your right thigh on top of your left, maybe an eagle wrap, left foot to the floor. Draw your hips over towards the right, turn your head to the right. Knees drop to the left. And you can self-assist yourself, left hand to your right outer hip, pulling the right hip forward. And breathe here for several more breaths. Another breath here. Gradually coming back to center. Bring both knees back to your chest after unwinding your legs. And gradually lengthen your legs in front of you for your Shavasana conscious rest. Letting everything soften into the ground. Upper body melts into the back body. Start to feel everything soften. Allowing you to let everything go. Noting that you are grounded, you're secure, and you feel safe. As you bring your awareness back to your body, noticing the air around you, the sensations in your fingers and toes as you start to move them around a little bit. Just appreciate all these little movements that you have. To pay attention to all those little things that you feel right now. Start to roll your ankles and wrists around. Maybe gently roll your hips from one side to the other. If you'd like to bring your arms way back overhead one more time, take a deep breath in. Find that full long body stretch side to side, front to back. Open your mouth and exhale, let it go. And bring your knees together, bring them into your chest. Give yourselves a gentle squeeze. Eventually find your way over onto your right side with your left hip on top of your right, your left shoulder on top of your right, and let your head settle in the arm, just sealing your practice. Meld the stillness of your Shavasana with the energetic action of your physical practice. Noticing how you feel, noticing if it's any differently, hopefully so, than over half an hour ago. And it's this feeling that keeps bringing you back to your mat over and over again. With your eyes gently closed, bring your way into a seated position facing the front of the room. So we bring our hands pressed together at the center of our chest. Anjali Mudra is a symbol of mutual respect. It's also a symbol of gratitude. Just think of anything ever so small or ever so grand that you're grateful for right now. Together, as we sit up a little bit taller, take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale, sigh it all out. Honoring the light in you that is the light in me, I thank you so much for sharing it with me. Namaste. I'm Teri. Have a great day. Thank you.